everyone! Today we're going to read the book The Enchanted Unicorn. Far, far away, beyond 2 oceans and 3 continents, lay a tiny land called Elysia. It was so small that it could not be found on maps, but it was a beautiful country of rolling hills, deep woods, and sparkling lakes. Animal families of every kind and color lived together in the woods of Elysia. And one tiny unicorn. Now, some people will tell you that unicorns do not really exist, but this is pure nonsense. The unicorn of our story was as white and fleshy and as an April cloud, with long golden tresses of her for her mane and tail, along of purest gold, her eyes that gleamed like stars. Her name, in fact, was Starlight. Starlight had no family of her own and was often lonely, though she was kind of and friendly to all the other animals. Many of them were jealous of her beauty and would say things to hurt her feelings. "You may have a horn," said the zebras, "but we are fancier with our fine black stripes." "You are only golden white," squawked the parrots. "Look at us with our many colors. We are more splendid than the rainbow." "Do not think you are so special," growled the lions. "We are the kings of the beasts. We are stronger and more powerful than you'll ever be." "You are too small," called the giraffes, looking down at their long necks at Starlight. "You are too slow," cried the antelopes as they raced by. As unicorns will, Starlight forgave them their cruelty, but each day she grew sadder and lonelier. At night, she would often cry herself to sleep. Finally, one day she decided to leave Elysia and look for another place to live. Travel west through the deep forest for 2 days until you come to the great meadow, advised the wise owl. "You will be happier there." Starlight walked with until her legs ached. The overhanging branches pulled at her mane. Thistle and brambles scratched her tiny legs. Perhaps it was just the rustling of leaves, but a voice seemed to say, "Don't leave Elysia. Stay, we need you." Starlight stumbled along, exhausted. Just when she was ready to give up and turn back, the darkness of the forest turned to sunshine, and she found herself in a beautiful meadow carpeted with flowers. And there, dancing and prancing among the flowers, were a dozen other unicorns, all golden white like Starlight. She could hardly believe her eyes. The unicorns gathered around Starlight and welcomed her family warmly. You difficult journey," said one. "Come rest and share some food with us, sister," said another. For the first time in her life, Starlight felt a sense of belonging. Each day brought new friendships and new pleasures. Starlight had never known such happiness. "Surely I'll live here among my friends forever," she thought. But try as they might, Starlight could not forget Elysia and the animals who lived there. One evening she stood beneath the stars. Starlight thought to herself, "Oh, how I wish that everyone in Elysia could live together as happily and as peacefully as we do here." She tossed her mane from side to side and lowered her golden horn until it touched the earth. As she raised her head, the dark sky seemed to open up and stardust sprinkled down upon her. For a moment, Starlight shimmered like the very stars. Then slowly, the light faded until all that remained was a glow, like fire in her eyes. She stood still and silent as a statue. then smiled a dazzling smile. The next morning, Starlight bid farewell to her brother and sister unicorns, then turned and trotted off into the deep forest. This was time that she fairly flew through the tangle of trees and bushes that had once tried to stop her way. This time the forest seemed to be guiding her, helping her along. "Hurry, Elysia needs you," the wind seemed to whisper. It seemed like only a moment before Starlight found herself back in Elysia. The animals all gathered around her, their eyes and words still full of jealousy and unkindness. Nothing seemed to have changed, but it had. Starlight simply looked at the animals, her eyes burning with the light of 1,000 stars. The animals stood as still as stone figures, gazing back at her. Then suddenly they all broke into bright smiles, smiles of kindness, smiles of concern, smiles of love. The air felt different, clearer, softer, warmer. And now, for the second time in her life, Starlight knew that she belonged. Bye!